We are commencing our third meeting here of the third day in School Leadership Matters Summit. I am Lucila Manati from the Varkey Foundation and also Global Network of Directors together with the Global School Leaders. And as I mentioned a bit shortly ago, we are very, very happy to be able to be here together in this third get together of our third day in this summit. And before we begin talking about what actually matters, with the presence of our panelists, I would like to mention some important bullet points. First of all, I am speaking in Spanish, and you can access the interpreting service that is available in Portuguese, French, and English. We have interpreting for all of these options and French as well. You will see on the bottom of your screen a globe that will activate the interpreting function, and from then on you can choose your language of preference. Our presentation will be 60 minutes long. We will have a time in which you can ask your questions, so I would please like to request you to include your questions in the chat. We also ask that throughout the session, you remain silent. If you would like to interact, please use the chat to share your ideas. And at the end of this session, you will be able to unmute your microphone for our Q&A session if we do have time for that. Today we have a panel, a beautiful panel. I am very touched to be able to present this. We have School Leadership Matters. We have the Global Network, which is with over 1,000 directors and whose purpose is to focus on the role of directors and be able to bring us closer to the policy and the practice and the role of these school leaders, their role in educational transformation. It's a pleasure to be here and be part of this report, the 2024 GEM report, and it's also very important for us to listen to all of those who would like to voice some words. I hope we can take a lot of learning points from this and learn through the opinion of others. I'm going to pass the floor to Kavita. She will be moderating all of the sessions. We desperately want to listen to all of these directors.
Thank you so much, Lucila. And the topic is, what's the secret to leading successfully in the face of global South challenges? And the report that Lucila just mentioned has some great insights. So it talks about the school leadership in the global South that is defined as lower and middle class countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. And they have some very valid points. That is, there needs to be formalized policy guidance on the requirement to become a school leader. Autonomy and accountability of school leaders should be over personal decisions. School leaders have limited opportunities to develop. This capacity building for very high quality leaders should be created. And school leaders do not get much time to manage activities promoting student learning. So more time should be set aside for this. Despite so many challenges, we are very highly successful leaders. And what is their secret? So let us right now delve deeper into their entire experiences about it and the practices that they are following. So I want to introduce my wonderful speakers out here. Abby. Abby has been a high school teacher, biology, chemistry since 1985. He has 37 years of experience, 5 of them as deputy head teacher and 27 as head teacher. Now retired from the civil service, he serves in government and he has had an opportunity to work in many schools of different status and backgrounds, thus giving him a wealth of contextual diversity. Nelba. Nelba lives in Argentina in a place called Tucumán. She became a certified elementary school leader in 1991 and has held several roles as teacher, secretary, vice principal, and currently principal of a public school. She's also a professional ontological coach, a teacher of traditional Argentine dance, and a student of social psychology. My last speaker is Andrés, the director of El Amanecer School, located in Colipoli, Chile. Sorry, Andrés, if I get this pronunciation a little incorrect out here. And he's a nationally recognized principal, having received the LED Award in 2023 in the dimensions of coexistence. I now request my speakers to share their opening remarks. Abby, do you want to go first?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kavita. It's a pleasure to be here. I hope I can be heard well. Am I audible enough?
Yes, very much so.
Beautiful. Fantastic. This is a great opportunity to be here to share with the colleagues of vast experience from all over the globe, but specifically this summit. I would like to let everyone know that I've attended every hour, every minute of this summit from day one, and this is day 3. And the richness of what I've got, the sharing, the understanding, the learning that I've gotten, that sheds very good light on leadership, that
Great.
speaks to school leadership as a global, unit, because the challenges cut across is something that has to be here with every one of you, and let's see how it goes.
Thanks so much, Adi. Nelba, would you like to go ahead? Yeah, please go ahead.
Good morning. It is a pleasure for me to be here sharing this day with you. And in the area of leadership, I've been inserted in this practically my entire pedagogical life, about 38 years. And each year has been different. Each time has been different. I needed to prepare myself to be able to face new challenges and the changes that have arisen, both social, economically, and others that took place in my country. I have had the opportunity to share with several people, just as we are here right now, and also to learn with a lot of you. So I took a close look at the projects, and I think that is a lesson that we take, learning from others. Last year, I was awarded. I received a national award where I was recognized for my experiences in coexisting, which in my country is a very complex factor. We have been seeing a decline in quality in my country over the last few years. In the school that I am at this year, we have created a proposal to work with a different sort of leadership. It's not vertical. It is actually transversal and horizontal. So we discover talents, the talents of all of those who work in national education. And we recognize that leadership is not an exclusive and single role. All of those who are alongside me, whether it is those who differ from my opinions, even they have content to contribute based on that. we have developed a regional plan, a plan that is in favor of this coexistence. It is a joint effort that focuses on specific needs of students, whether they are pedagogical, affective, social, and we focus on actions that can be performed in this regard. So thanks to this national proposal, I was awarded last year due to the results obtained. And today we continue to replicate and share this material with other schools. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Hello, good morning. A wonderful morning. First of all, congratulations. I'm Nelba from Argentina. I am a school director, and as much as that is true, when they ask me what I am, I say I'm a teacher. I love my profession. I am very happy. I wake up happy every single day, and I go to work with the utmost joy. The 8 hours per day I spend there are with students and colleagues and other teachers, and I began thinking about how the world changed so fast. It's very clear that there is a divide between before and after the pandemic. And through my work, I was able to meet you and UNESCO. I believe that we have to be able to develop skills to work with technology among a network. And it is through these conversations and through joining efforts with others and analyzing the others' community, which might be very similar to mine. And I think this also takes place with Andrés, where we are distant geographically, but still very much close due to technology. So I just wanted to say thank you for this space, for this moment, and for being able to talk about education, which is what I know how to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And it's so true what you spoke about, Nelba. No matter how many miles we are apart, technology brings us closer. Now, as we're talking about, the journey between the teachers, sorry. So are we talking about the teachers, a journey as a teacher, as a vice principal, as a principal? We know that there are so many challenges. I mean, I know as a head, the challenges I face when my students are coming to school and the security, the safety is paramount. At the same time, there's teacher retention. There's a lot of teacher training. We have to be up in times, and with AI coming in, there's so many other challenges. So what are the challenges that you face and that keep you up at night in your places? Yes, Abby.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. True. I would like to thank my colleague panelists. You've shed light on a job that we love. I would like to associate with the Nelba, have I gotten it right? Who said that when she's asked what her job is, she says she's a teacher. I've always told people too that if we met for 5 minutes, whether watching football in a football field or on a bus, and you were a stranger to me, within 15 minutes, I would have told you I'm a teacher. And I've been a teacher since 1985, and I've loved this. Now, I was promoted to being a school leader. In Uganda here, we call the school leaders head teachers, equivalent to principal, and to many other ways that we are called. One thing that kept me awake, still keeps me awake even in my retirement, is to have a school with these learners in school and you don't have enough teachers. Teacher shortage. Teacher shortage in terms of numbers, teacher shortage in terms of specific subjects being taught, teacher shortage in terms of intrinsic motivation. You know, they could be there. The staff would be full, 100 teachers. Some of our schools are really big. I've had an opportunity to lead a school where the teachers, the staff, the teaching staff is 120. Now, if you have these teachers and you know, some of them are physically there, but they cannot deliver. They cannot support the learners for them to learn. Then that one's, it hurts a lot. And you know, the challenge is that majority of our teachers here, I would like to speak from the heart, to share a real experience. Majority of our teachers here joined the teaching profession like a last resort. And some of them never converted. They are just there, but they are not committed to the real job, that the core business of the school. Now, what happens is that some subjects are hit most. Some teachers are really good. They have the right kind of skills, but their motivation is low. The pay from government, if it is a public school, is low. And you are there, you are the leader, you are supposed to ensure that everyone is highly motivated today. You know, it's such a big challenge. But, you know, along the way, I learned that being empathetic as a leader, because if when the teachers see you, you are their head teacher, you are the principal, you can speak to the district officials, you can speak to the ministry. You know, for you, you are there and you are there to implement policy. Some of them might even think that they don't share. You don't share the challenges. So living with them day by day, having tea together, talking about our personal challenges, and trying to find a common solution, sharing leadership has motivated a number of them to continue. But teacher shortage is something that is really.
Thank you so much, Abby. And before
yes.
I move on to Andre, just one single word answer. What is your class size?
Our class size on average is 80.
80 for one teacher. Okay, thanks
and
so much.
And that is in secondary school. 80 for one teacher when you enter to teach.
Thank you. That's a real challenge. So, Andre, can you please come ahead and tell me what are the challenges that you face?
First, I would like to congratulate Abby. You really are achieving great things considering the number of students in each class. In my case, one of the main challenges, and this was something I proposed in all levels of my country, was to change the curriculum we currently have. We have a curriculum that is about 1 or 2 centuries old, based simply on knowledge. And this is transmitted via universities that prepare these teachers. And what we see is that there's no change. And our society needs changes in this curriculum. We can't continue to have the same paradigm that does not adapt to our current reality, the national or global reality at that. And our children, our youth, they are active. They learn by doing, they learn empirically more than listening. So this is a huge problem. And as I mentioned, I proposed this change and talked about it throughout all levels. We have advanced a little in this sense. We promote all spaces as spaces for learning. whether it be town squares or any other, everything that we have available to us in terms of space, we promote as a space of learning.
Okay.
And we're able to achieve this true learning that I have mentioned. And that's one of my huge challenges, is overcoming this paradigm. And something else is that I don't know if it really makes me sleepless, but it is a constant worry. It's the change in teacher training, because today we are the ones that have to establish a system of mentoring for teachers who arrive from the university. And it's impossible, because we're missing the point of where the problem is located. And in truth, it's located in the universities, because they are purely about theory and they are lacking practice, not just in pedagogy. I don't know the reality of other countries, but I'm talking specifically about Chile. This happens in all professionals, whether it be a health professional, an engineer, the same thing takes place. The professionals leave for the work market, but they lack the skills to undertake the duties of their profession in practice. I have been a director for over 30 years, but I am definitely a teacher forever. You can't take that away from me. My specialty is math. I continue acting in that field. And from the beginning, I have always worked with 5-year-old children. So sometimes I'm in my office, but most of the time I'm outside my office and in the field.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I can see the challenges. One is with respect to teachers and with respect to curriculum. So Nelba, what is the challenge or something that keeps you up at night?
I think that the role of director is fundamental for institutions to be able to work properly. I really do acknowledge the greatness of having 80 students, for example, Abby. We have at most 30 here. And the idea is for the community to work as a team, so that the idea is for us to have active listening, respect, to be open to dialogue, to work with diversity and inclusion. And when I say inclusion, I mean to not have children who are not included, to truly make them part of that reality. And another thing that I coincide with Andrés with is in training of the teachers. It's fundamental. We also have 1 hour every fortnight whenever we have meetings for the coordinations and directors, and we train our staff. I believe that staff training is incredibly important. Training our teachers is a must, because we work directly with people. It's the same as doctors. Doctors need that training as well, because medicine evolves and so does education. We work with human beings. So it's a constant change, a constant evolution, and I believe training is key.
Thank you so much, Nelba. And that's really a very, very crucial thing, that is training and teacher training. And not many managements take cognizance of that and invest that much into it. So it's so important. We do have to go ahead, and there's a lot of shortage of time. So I request you all to just come up with a few pointers more in a short span of time. So you talked about community. You talked about, a lot of things like teacher shortage, teacher curriculum. You spoke about teacher training. And I think in all of this, communities play a very, very important role. Because communities, especially in my cases, they give us opportunities, they give us recognition and celebration of all our achievements too. So what role do you think communities play, and what does successful partnership look like? Abby, do you want to go ahead? You're mute.
And somehow, you know, technology is funny. Someone had called and my computer and my phone are coordinating. I was almost losing it. But I go to you, Kavita, about communities, the parents themselves, to be able to come in and give support. I want to ride on Andrés' challenge of an overage curriculum. Overage, I mean, shouldn't be talked about. In Uganda here, we've been like Chile and many other countries until 2020. That's when there was an adjustment from knowledge-based to competence-based. It is still a big challenge, as you can imagine. So these are things that are there. Now, even the communities themselves, the parents themselves, when the new curriculum came here in Uganda, the very first thing they came up with was to oppose it. What is this new thing coming? We all went through school through our old curriculum. It was on the floor of parliament. The parents don't understand their roles. So it is the school leader in your microenvironment, in your context, to speak to the parents and the communities around you. There might be things flying over the media, over radio, but what matters is the connection between you, the school leader, and your immediate community, that is the parents. And sometimes when they are not properly motivated, they may, in some cases, I've had an opportunity to lead rural schools where the majority of the grown-ups didn't quite get through school to some levels. So the children have no role models. And they even tell you, no, we can survive. We didn't complete school. We don't have university degrees. So
Right.
to have these people, bring them on board to give the right kind of support is a big challenge. But it is what makes you a good leader. You can't let them go. Thank you, Kavita.
Thank you so much. And to everybody out here, all the participants, if you have any questions, please put it across the question box. We would love to take your questions later on. Andre, in few your pointers for any kind of what successful partnership would look like with the community.
We work in networks, support networks. And our first line of support are parents. From there stems our education. Because if we don't have them on our side, it becomes very, very hard to move forward. It's the parents that bring us our inputs, our raw material, so to speak.
Okay.
They deliver us with their children. It's not, but we have a shared responsibility. So we as a school are going to do everything that we can pedagogically with our teachers and our staff in a customized, precise way with psychological, voice therapy, all school specialists. But that's not enough. We need the participation of the caregivers. They will be responsible for forming habits, for strengthening values, which without a doubt can further be developed in school, but they are the basis. If your home provides you good values like responsibility and respect, among others, empathy, that will also be a way this will also contribute to the students' worldview.
Okay.
We have projects in teaching regarding books, technology materials, and we have times in which these projects and our needs have to be thought about in terms of what we actually want to be delivered.
Okay.
We finance rounds of studies. We bring in technology. We hire specialists that the public system does not deliver to us. So we do that on our own. We have this initiative. In Chile, I don't know if in other countries it's similar, but in Chile, we can ask private institutions to provide donations.
Okay.
And support and resources. And basically that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andre. And to Nelba, I'm going to ask you a very different question out here, because I think what I'm getting the feel about parents, community, a lot of things will come across. But in every country, there's a lot of social and economic context, and this always affects our role because each country's got a different social and economic context. How has it affected your role?
I believe the director needs to be able, they actually have to read with their glasses on. You have to be able to see the detail and know where your educational institution is inserted. The context is key to be able to work. What we've learned is to further work with families to bring them closer to the school. We have been developing this with the parents and caregivers. We work with workshops. We develop workshops with the families, with the caregivers, parents, promoting different kinds of activities like ceramics between parents and teachers and students. Why? So we can build empathy and so we can get to know each other. And I think especially schools need to know each and every student and what is happening in their family context to be able to act. So if a director knows and interacts with that student, they are able to touch on that student's education in a much more detailed way. In our case, as a school, we work not only with the funds that we receive from the public system, but with institutions that contribute with other materials. We currently work with a company that has been providing tools for teachers and for students to be able to work in the on environmental issues. So in my point of view, we have to be able to work with the families, the students, and the institutions equally.
Thank you so much. And one question, Nelba, how many students are there in your school?
$355 students in my school.
Because you said you were going to, you know each and every student, so I wanted to know that.
The 6th grade.
Okay, thank you so much, because I wanted to know the number. So in
Do you
that
know
case,
all students? I'm curious. Oops.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we spoke about right now the challenges, we spoke about the social and economic context, we spoke about communities. Is there anything that we have missed out here from this conversation? So I'm just going to give it to you. Give me just one line of what, if there's anything that we have missed out in this entire discussion. Abby, one line.
Yes, my one-liner is being given the responsibility to be head teacher without specific training, learning on the job, yet the expectations are too high. This is a big challenge, but with the collaboration like the one we are doing now, you can get around it.
High
Thank you.
expectations. One line. Very good. Andre, one line.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, so we discussed so many things. What is the one thing that he feels that we have not discussed or it should be spoken about?
Well, considering the directors, we are at the forefront of education in schools for policies, national policies at that. And that really hasn't happened. That's it.
Thanks so much, Andre. So things have not happened up till now. Nelba, what is that one line, one thing that we've not discussed? That one thing.
Public policies guided towards the work of directors in schools. I'm going to talk about Argentina. The new Minister of Education of Tucumán this year, we is implementing a school leadership project, and this was developed around 400 school directors. It was a huge party and celebration. We were able to interact. And I think that in Argentina, especially my province, Tucumán, we are talking a lot about education. We are working on it. The Ministry of Education is paying attention to it. And that is it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Amazing input from Abby, Andre, and Nelba. So there's a question for you. If you had a magic wand that you could use in your role, what would you change or add? Anybody who wants to go for it?
Well, if I had a magic wand, there's not a fixed recipe, you know, it's not a cake. We work with customized with unique situations. And I believe that if you work with your heart, you pour your passion into it, you will be able to work with the context, the family, the students, the people who decide the public policies.
Okay. Amazing.
That's what I do mainly in the school. I go there, I manage, I knock on doors. I knock on a lot of doors. And I ask my students, I plead with them. And that's what mobilizes me. That's what keeps me moving, managing, helping, so that the learning can take place in the classrooms.
Right.
So that we can have classrooms where change actually happens, where teachers, all of them work, and that students see results.
Thank you so much to everyone, and amazing inputs again by all of y'all. And I want to thank Global School Leaders for this amazing session, because I think we were the last one and we are closing this entire 3 days conference with this. So thank you to everyone out here for participating so wholeheartedly. Sorry, I can't take everybody's questions right now, but I'm sure that many of them are answering in the chat box. Over to you all.
Thank you so much to everyone, Andrés, Abby, Nelba, for sharing your words. your visions, your everyday experiences. That is incredibly important to us to be able to understand what happens in classrooms. You are able to bring this to us very efficiently. We are ending our third day of School Leadership Summit, a period of a lot of inspiration where we shared space with great panelists. We thank everyone deeply for having participated, to all the panelists, to those who came as audience, for all of these encounters, for the questions. We will make all of these recordings available on YouTube. You can follow us on social media to see what else is going on. Leadership matters. We have to increase the voices, the volume of voices of school directors. Thank you so much for coming to this event. We will see you at our next one. Bye-bye.